Would you care for a beer, my friend?
Well, I think I would, my friend. So, how long have we been friends, Del?
Well, Marsh, I would say since Indian wrestling in kindergarten.
And now, here we are. We're still friends, adults on this glorious evening. Lots of constellations, full moon.
And beer.
It's your beautiful yard.
You know, it's just about perfect.
Yep, just about perfect. And you know what I think, Del?
What do you think, Marsh?
Well, I think you ought to buy me a television.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Mimi and me, you know, we got that ancient thing. It's outmoded. You can't understand a word anybody says because of the buzz. You know, the buzz on the set.
Sure.
Incomprehensible. You turn it on for the news, somebody just blew up the Washington Monument, and all you get is bzzzt. Now, you've got a nice TV. Now, what is that? What's the make on that?
It's a Sony.
A Sony. How big?
46 inches.
I love that television.
Yeah, we like it.
Well, good. You can buy me that. I mean, if they still make it.
Yeah, right.
What do you mean? Yeah, right.
You are so funny.
What?
I mean, you're kidding.
Well, sure. You know, I don't keep up on TVs. I don't know if they still make that model.
You know how that must have hurt, Doug.
And then I looked down from our bridge at our captain's palm tree. Our trophy for superior achievement, the Admiral John J. Finchley Award for delivering more toothpaste and toilet paper than any other Navy cargo ship in the safe area of the Pacific. Here. Read this. Tell me how it sounds.
What is it?
It's my application for transfer. I've been working on it all night.
Good Lord, not another one.
This one's different. It's got stronger wording. Read it.
From Lieutenant J.G. Douglas Roberts to Bureau of Naval Personnel. Subject, change of duty, request for. Boy, this is sheer poetry.
Go on, Doc.
For 2 years and 4 months, I have served aboard this vessel as cargo officer. I feel that my continued service aboard can only increase disharmony aboard this ship.
How about that?
I therefore urgently request transfer to combat duty, preferably aboard a destroyer.
That ought to do it, eh, Doc?
Doug, you've been sending in a letter every week for who knows how long.
But not like this.
And every week, the captain has screamed like a stuck pig and forwarded your letters disapproved.
That's just my point, Doc. He does forward them. They go through the chain of command all the way to Washington. Just because he doesn't.
Doug, the captain of a Navy ship is the most absolute monarch left in this world.
I know that.
If he endorsed your letter and approved, you'd get your orders in a minute.
I resorted to threats. But the most that I could achieve was submission, respect, and an outward showing of love. Love had departed and grown cold. So I waited. I waited, working on as before with the same purpose for my wife and my children, and with the same love. I was hers. I was always hers. Then one day, as I was sitting over my books and my accounts, I felt two arms steal around my neck and hug me tight. I felt a face pressed close to mine, looming over the accounts, and 2 tears fell on the page below and blotted out the numbers. And I heard a voice say to me, and a soul quivered inside that voice, "Ramon, how good you are, and how I love you." Love at last had returned after who knows how many wanderings. Love understood that the poetry of our time, which is barren of lances and swords, troubadours and princes, consists of the simple duty done in the tasks of every day.
And you don't use a computer or anything?
Oh, I think I know my way around by now. In fact, I have your personal itinerary right here.
Already?
Oh, your travel needs are simple. You said you wanted
As much time as possible.
as much time as possible. Yes, though needless to say, time being time, there are certain time limits. But beyond time, you want
Adventure.
adventure, naturally. Oh, and beauty.
Beauty.
Not too much trouble.
Getting from place to place, I mean, dealing with baggage and so on.
Well, baggage is part of the price of travel, unless you have a minder for it.
That's true.
You also wanted several destinations.
Just for a change of scenery.
Some variety. Perfectly understandable. Though, as the great ancient poet once said, would that when we changed our skies, we also changed our minds?
It's funny, my father always used to say that. I mean, not in those exact words, but
Probably a different translation.
not that my father ever got to travel very far.
You died too young.
Yes. Mrs. Moon, have I been here before?
No, been here in this office? No, not that I recall.
Well, anyway, I am hoping to change my mind, my way of thinking, through travel.
Primary end of travel, the suspiration of spirit.
Well, I mean, I'm not exactly.
You know, when he died, by the way, he died the death of a salesman in his green velvet slippers in the smoker on the New York, New Haven, and Hartford going into Boston. When he died, hundreds of salesmen and buyers came to his funeral. Things were sad on a lot of trains for months after that. In those days, there was personality in it, Howard. There was respect and comradeship and gratitude in it. Today, it's all cut and dried. There's no chance for bringing friendship to bear or personality. You see what I mean? They don't know me anymore.
I need to talk to you. Got a minute? So your play's about us.
No, it's about me.
Am I in it?
A guy like you is in it, but he's not you.
So what happened to this guy who's not me?
I haven't totally decided yet. He can live or he can die.
What are you leaning towards?
Death. Oh, it's funnier.
So he dies of a funny heart attack?
Well, he's sort of a schmuck who screwed around with our heroin, so it won't be too sad.
Schmucks are people too, you know. Death doesn't seem a little harsh.
I just went where the story took me. It's a work of fiction, Harry, really. Just stuff I made up.
Ericka, we're ready to do the hospital. Do you take Viagra scene? Should we wait for you?
So I'm going to be the laughing stock of Broadway.
Harry, he's not you. He's a version of the truth of you, or so to speak.
Sorry to interrupt again, but Dave wants to know when Harry says, I love ya, you want it to be a ya, not you, right?
Right. Well, you look really nice. Are you feeling all right?
Why are you doing this?
It's cheaper than a movie and there's free coffee.
These are my groups. I was here first. I've been coming for over a year.
A year? How'd you manage that?
Anyone who might have noticed either died or recovered or never came back.
Why do you do it?
I don't know. I guess when people think you're dying, they really listen instead of
just waiting for their turn to speak.
Yeah. It becomes an addiction.
Really?
Look, I can't cry with a faker present.
Candy stripe a cancer ward. It's not my problem.
Can't we just do something, please? We'll split up the week. You can have lymphoma, tuberculosis, and...
You take tuberculosis. My smoking doesn't go over at all.
Okay, I think testicular cancer should be no contest.
Well, technically, I have more of a right to be there than you. You still have your balls.
You're kidding.
I don't know. Am I? I'll take the parasites.
Okay, you can't have both parasites. You can take blood parasites.
I want brain parasites.
Okay, I'll take blood parasites and organic brain dementia.
I want that.
You can't have the whole brain.
So far, you have 4, and I only have 2.
Then take blood parasites. It's yours. Now we both have 3.
So we each have 3. That's 6. What about the 7th day? I want ascending bowel cancer.
The girl had done her homework. I want ascending bowel cancer.
That's your favorite too? Tried to slip it by me, huh?